So last week we made a lot of eBay purchases because I'm really wanting to get more experienced and confident in repairing handhelds, and not only repairing but doing shell swaps, maybe just screen swaps, replacements, and that kind of jazz. So I bid on as many PSP and handheld console auctions that I could, and actually was successful in winning quite a few of them. So I just received 2 packages at my doorstep, and we're going to open them together because I bought anything from PSPs. I remember buying a Sega Game Gear. I bought a couple Game Boys. So who knows what's coming in. I buy stuff, forget it, and rarely ever track it. Box number 1. All right, let's see. It's packaged very nicely, so thank you. This looks like it is a singular PSP. Awesome. I am expecting a box with 3 PSPs and 1 to come very soon. So if I remember correctly, I won this one for like $12.50, and it looked to be in pretty decent aesthetic condition. I don't know why or how, but I've been pretty successful in repairing these so far. And something that has helped that I did get recently, this is called a Pandora battery and a magic memory stick. What often happens to PSPs is people try to mod them, don't do it properly, and it gets bricked. So that is a device that has changed the EEPROM in the battery, being able to unbrick the console and revert it back to a software version that worked very well. Anyways, I really like PSPs. Yeah, this one's really aesthetically pretty, spectacular looking. That still works very well. The one thing with PSPs and Vitas to an extent that I realize is the newer the model they made them, almost the shittier it got with quality. So for example, this is the 1000, the first one, and look at this awesome mechanism. It pops open that disc drawer. The PSP 3000, which was the more modern one, it was a magnet and it was really flimsy. The plastic was much worse quality, wasn't too thrilled with it. So I prefer to buy just the PSP 1000s. Missing the tab for the memory card, not the biggest deal in the world. Let's see if there's a battery in it. There is a battery in it. That is like a 1 in a million. Interesting. I mean, I don't get why this thing wouldn't work. Let's see. I bet you I could get it working though. It's turning on. This is working. This has to be a software issue. Huh. Let's see what happens if I put the freaking Pandora battery and magic memory stick in it. This is very, very interesting. And then it just turns off. I feel like this is bricked. That is so cool. I love bricked PSPs. I got a Pandora battery, which I consider as a little bit of a cheat, but I mean, shoot, I learned how to do it, so I treated myself to a Pandora battery. So we're going to put the Pandora battery in it. Actually, first, let's put the magic memory stick. So that's going to go like this. This was supposed to be just like an unpacking video, not a testing consoles video. So I got the Pandora battery and the magic memory stick in. Let's see if anything happens. Now it's not even showing a lighted screen. So what's going to happen in a second is this is actually going to boot off, and we have to figure out this PSP's little code with the buttons. So there's button combinations that if the PSP is bricked, if you hit those combinations of buttons, it will bring up the recovery menu. But every PSP is a little bit different, so it's not always the same combination each time. There's a few that you have to try. So let's force shut this down. I'm so excited for this. And every PSP that I've worked on has been like completely different, so it's always a learning experience. So the first thing I'm going to try is holding home and then turning it on. And that's not doing anything. Let's put the back on. I'm just going to speed through a few button combinations and see if I can get this to kick on and recognize the stuffs. Let's see. So another combination is holding left, right trigger, home, and power on. And that did it. So this PSP was definitely bricked, and we're about to fix it right here. All right. So we're going to run program at PSP recovery boot. This is a $12.50 PSP in great condition that we fixed in under 3 minutes. Okay, back. Well, it's fixed, guys. That was crazy. That was actually wild. Okay, excellent. Well, yeah, it's working good as new. Unbricked PSP in 3 minutes. Hit me up. That's awesome. Okay. Anyways, moving on to the next package, because that's what this video is actually all about. We're going to put this to the side and fiddle with this a little bit later, but awesome. See, this is why I love what I do, guys. It's little surprises. Some days you have very defeating days where you're like, why the hell did I wake up one day and decide to torture myself? But then you have days like that to where that just made my week. You know, something else is going to go not right and it's going to piss me off, but then I'm just going to think that, but that PSP you got for $12.50, it makes up for everything, right? Sure does. I think, oh my God, this is the lot with the 3 PSPs, guys. We just had 4 PSPs show up at our door. Okay, PSP video. Wait. 4 PSPs? I thought this was only 3. What did I do, guys? What the hell? It's falling apart in here, too. Okay, let's leave that in the box. What did I do? We got 5 PSPs in the mail today. I only recall buying 4. Wait, is it? Yeah, what the hell? Oh, okay, that's one that's, okay. Interesting. All right. So this is that okay, so this is a 2000. This is when they started to get really the plastic is cacas. This thing you just pull open and close. It doesn't have that cool button thing. Low-key sucks. The memory stick is here. They made it more inconvenient. Nothing in there. This is like pulling away from the shell, so that's going to have to be worked on for surezies. There's no water damage. The good thing about PSPs, much like Nintendo Switches, there's a little sticker in there with like pink dots, and if like you don't see the pink dots and it's like all pink or red, then it means there's water damage. But this thing has already been taken apart. I hate when people have already put their dirty little paws in their freaking systems, but challenge accepted. Let's use a regular battery, see if anything happens before we pull out a Pandora battery. It's powering on. Is this going to be the same situation as the last one? Because I might cry tears of joy if it is, and I think it might be. So we're just going to make like a Pandora battery pile. So same thing's happening, much like with the first PSP. It's powering on, but we get no screen. Let's shut it off, and let's take the magic memory stick and Pandora battery from the first PSP, put it in here, and see what happens. Now with that last, and now it's flashing, and I don't know what that means. That's new. Now with that last PSP, like I said before, you have to try different button combinations to pull up the recovery menu. Each PSP is a little bit different. So we might have to go through a little bit of trial and error with button combos to get this one to kick on. So let's take our battery from the last one. We're about to have a ton of working PSPs, and I'm stoked because I absolutely love working on these, specifically because there's no hinges to have to with. All right. Oh, good day in the Tampa Bay. Oh, and then we need our magic mints. Ooh, did you see that? Holy, here it is. Oh my God, that was funny. Okay. I will die. All right, got the magic mint stick in there. Okay, and then Pandora battery. And okay, you know it's going to work when without even turning on the on switch, it boots it up. We're not going to get anything on the screen yet, so don't get too excited, but I think this is another bricked PSP. So we'll let that run its course for a second, and then let's hard power it off. Okay. So doing a little blinky blink, whatever that means. Cool. Now, let's try the same combination that worked on the last PSP. So what I did was I held left trigger, right trigger, home button, and then from there powered it on. And it's reading the magic memory card because the little light on that side was flickering orange. So it is being receptive of that. This combo isn't kicking it on though. So another one that I know of, it's still reading it though. That's the impressive part. It definitely is reacting to this. Let's hard power it off. Now another one I've heard of is left, right trigger, select, start, turn on, but that's a little tricky. Hold on, it's not wanting to power down all the way. It's like, then turn on. Okay, it's powered off. So we'll do left trigger, right trigger. I'm gonna have to put this down to do it. So left trigger, right trigger, select, start, power on. Start, power. And you'll know that it's not the combo because what will happen is it will just blink green once and then shut off. And what's a pain in the ass too is the thing is for a Pandora battery, it has to be an original PSP fat battery. So with the 2000 models forward, they use the slim battery. So you can't exactly put the back on with this. So it kind of comes in and out unless you're holding it or have it like flat on a table. So I think moving forward, I'm going to leave it flat on the table. So let's hard power it off. So I'm going to try left trigger, right trigger, home again, because that is the most common one. So left trigger, right trigger, home isn't doing the trick. So let's hard power that off again. Let's try turn off. Left trigger, right trigger, start, select, power on. Oh, it's definitely reading the memory card at this point. But this isn't kicking it on. I'll be back once I find the combination and I will share it with you guys, but this is going to take a second. Okay. Literally, as soon as I stopped recording, it made tremendous progress. So, screen definitely isn't working, but I did get it to kick on. So, I'm going to redo that for you guys. The combination I had used was just holding home, select start, and powering it on. And although nothing came up on the screen, I heard the startup noise. So I'm going to make sure that this thing is as loud as it gets. And I'm going to try that again. And I'm going to try to be quiet so that you can at least hear the startup noise. So home, start, select, power on. Mm-hmm. 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 So we're going to buy a screen replacement for this because the fact that we hear the noise, it is still powered on. Oh, well, it just powered. Wait, no, it's on. It's on. This is fixable. This is, see, every time now it's starting without me having to do the button combination. So I do think that original button combination we did unbricked it. For and giggles, I'm going to put in a regular battery and see if it powers up the same. Yep. So this thing is working. We just need a new screen. And, you know, someone has opened this. It might not even need a new screen. It might just not be connected all the way. So this is going to be a fun one, but it's fixed almost. So let's move on because I guess we have 3 more. Now, I really wanted this lot because it has 2 PSP colors that I don't have yet, which is the silver one and the white one. And again, these both are in not terrible aesthetic condition, and these are models that I typically don't work with. I do have a good amount of experience with the 1000 models so far, but I've not messed with the 2000 and 3000 models very much at all. So I was very intentional when purchasing these lots and auctions that they at least had some 2000s and 3000s for me to practice on. So this is a white 3000. So far, looks pretty functional, not terribly dirty. Where's the memory? Oh, and then the memory stick would go in here. There's nothing in there, and I doubt that there would be a battery in there because why would they do that? I don't even know how to take the battery cover off of these ones. Yep, no battery. So let's try it with a regular one first, and no magic memory card. And that gets absolutely no power. Rip. We'll have to see if it gets power while it's plugged in without a battery. Because these things will power on without a battery as long as they're plugged into their power cord. Now let's do it with the magic memory stick and the Pandora battery. I don't think it's going to kick on. I think this is an actual repair that's necessary for this as of now, but I could be wrong. And the fact that it didn't kick on with the green light, I don't think it's going to power up. Nope. So we're going to take this apart and see what's up. So this we're going to put in a different pile other than the Pandora battery brick pile. Now we have this one. This is a 2001 model. This one is really gross inside. I don't know what the hell they were doing to this thing, but it looks like hell. Ugh. I doubt this one's going to work. I would be shocked. Okay, I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. What the hell? And that's with a regular battery, not even a Pandora battery. So I wonder why. I mean, the shell looks like absolute. We're gonna definitely have to replace that, but the internals seem to be working just fine. And I might already have a replacement shell. So I think if we just take the insides from this and give it new outsides, it'll be fine. But yeah, okay. Interesting. And this next one that we have is not a full PSP. It is, I believe, just parts. And it is a shell and it's a silver shell. So maybe we can utilize that one for this shell. So lastly, oh, all it's missing is a screen. Okay. This is what we have now. This is the motherboard and shell to a PSP 2000. And at the back of this is more of like a purpley color. The front's silver. Oh, it comes right off. Interesting. You know what? I really needed some parts, so this actually might be very, very useful. All I know is y'all treated your PSPs like absolute hell because wow, no excuse for some of the condition that I get these. Okay, so that is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PSPs today. As of now, the first one we got back into perfect working condition, it seems like, and the other few we are going to have to take apart and really see what is going to be needed of those. But I'm confident that we can at least fix up 3 out of the 5 of these, and the other 2 we'll use for parts because we needed it anyways. So thanks for watching.